You're listening to Sox in the Basement, a production of the Broadcast Basement Limited, where every show is 30 minutes of good and comes from a basement bar on the south side of Chicago. Pull up a stool, pour a cold one, and join us right now for Sox in the Basement. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always at soxinthebasement.com. And welcome down to my 9-foot homemade oak bar on the south side of Chicago. My name is Chris Lanuti, and you are listening to Sox in the Basement. My friend Dave and I have been doing this now for several years, 30 minutes of Sox each and every week, brought to you by Cork and Carry at the Park at 33rd and Princeton, now available through Grubhub and corkandcarryatthepark.com. They're our proud sponsors, and we want you to take care of them. Now, the world turned, and because of that, we've been giving you simulated baseball each and every game as it would have happened. And there was a slight rain delay today for the third game out in San Francisco, but we're able to bring it to you now as the 24-15 White Sox go for the sweep against the 10-29 San Francisco Giants. Without further ado, let's get to this game before the rain starts again. Sox, Giants, Oracle Park on the West Coast, now. Welcome to Oracle Park and overcast skies. After a long rain delay, we are finally able to bring you the finale of this three-game set as the White Sox take on the San Francisco Giants as part of their West Coast trip. Hello, everybody. My name is Chris Lanuti. Welcome to Sox in the Basement. Kevin Gausman is going to get the start. 7 starts so far, 1-4 record, 3.60 ERA. Over 35 innings, he has 43 hits and 16 walks given up. That's a 1.69 whip. He also has 30 strikeouts. A little bit of an adjusted lineup for the White Sox. We'll get to that in a moment, but Tim Anderson is here, as always, at the top of the order, hitting .329. He steps up to the plate. Gausman into the wind and the pitch. Strike on the inside corner, a slider, and we're underway. The Giants are 10-29, fifth in the National League West. They have suffered greatly early on in the season as Anderson swings and misses at the next offering. It's 0-2. Good crowd today. Surprising because of the long delay. As an outside slider misses. Temperature is 72 degrees, but overcast. There's 10-mile-an-hour winds blowing in from center field. The leftover remnants of the storm that we saw earlier. The 1-2 pitch to Anderson. And he holds back that pink bat for Mother's Day and does not swing. 2-2. A lot of pink out on the field for Mother's Day today. Fouls off a pitch down the first base line. A lot of moms in the crowd. And happy Mother's Day to you. Ripped out in the left field. That's a base hit. So he's 0-2 to start. Anderson waits until he can get his pitch, fighting off a few of them, and leads off the game with a single. Sox had the leadoff man on. Yasmani Grandal, the catcher, is in the 2 spot today, hitting from the left side. He will send a charge into this one into the left center field gap, tailing back towards the wall. A catch at the wall by Yastrzemski, who bounces off of it. Anderson does not advance. He almost got that one out. The incoming winds knocked it down. That was a well-hit ball. Yoan Moncada's on a 5-game hit streak. 6 homers, 24 RBIs. He also leads the team in batting average. He's hitting from the left side of the plate right now against the righty Gausman, and with 1 out, takes an inside fastball for a ball. Gary Simmons is behind the plate today. He'll be calling the balls and strikes. Anderson continues to lead off of first base. Next pitch ripped down the first base line, 1-1. Anderson takes off to second. That's a strike call. TA underneath the tag is safe with another stolen base for him on the season. Been sitting up in the top 3 all year long in stolen bases across Major League Baseball. Nice head first slide through the mud. So a runner on second, 1-2 count to Moncada, who's hitting .302 against right-handed pitching. That means when he's in the left-handed batter's box, and over .400 when he's hitting from the right side against lefties. Swung on and popped up in the left field shallow. Catch is going to be made. Anderson has nowhere to go. He remains at second, 2 gone. Abreu's out of the lineup today, so Moncada hitting third, and Eloy Jimenez is hitting fourth. As Edwin Encarnacion is going to get a start. over at first base. Sox continue in the National League Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday in San Diego. So that means you got to get Encarnacion into the game. Inside pitch misses. The count is 1-1. 2 outs. Here on the top of the first with the runner on second, Jimenez swings and misses over the top of a four-seam fastball outside and at the knees. 1-2 the count now. Sends this one up the middle. It's a chopper that gets by. Anderson's going to come around third and score, and the White Sox get a 1-0 lead early in the game on an Eloy Jimenez bouncer up the middle. Gausman almost gets his hands on it. Crawford almost gets his hands on it. It's short. It gets over the top of the bag and out in the center field on a slow chop. The first bounce was about 2 feet in front of the plate. And then it just kept bouncing. Jimenez is on first. Anderson is touch-tone plate. Here comes Encarnacion, the first baseman today. He takes a strike inside, 0-1 the count. Outside fastball misses. 1-1. Jimenez, solid lead at first. I doubt he goes as Encarnacion swings and misses at one outside of the zone. 1-2 the count. Sox going for the sweep today against the San Francisco Giants. The Giants, we'll talk more about them coming up as Encarnacion swings at another pitch that was outside the zone. He didn't look good in that at bat, strikes out, but midway through the first, we already have a run on 2 hits with the Giants coming up. Reynaldo Lopez is 3-2 over his first 7 starts with a 3.61 earned run average, 42 1/3 innings, which has given up 33 hits and 13 walks. That's a whip of 1.09. 36 strikeouts over that time. Lopez ranks in the top 15 in the American League in his walks and hits per innings pitched and leads the White Sox as well as Wilmer Flores steps up. He's led off all series long. And the righty awaits the righty Lopez's pitch, and it's at the knees of four-seamer for a strike. The Indians have won today, so the White Sox continue to have them hot on their heels and need a win to remain in second place. They've been a half game back all week long. Both teams, though, have been catching up to the Minnesota Twins as of late. Sox are actually closer to first place today than they were last week, sitting 2 games back. The 2-1 pitch sent down the first base line, hooking foul. 2-2 the count. Next offering misses outside, a curveball. Count goes full. Lopez working quickly, delivers. A low pitch, called a ball, and Raylo puts on the leadoff runner. Steven Duggar will come to the plate as Flores stands down at first base, kicking some of the new dirt that was thrown down as they're trying to sop up the water on this field. Now settles in with a lead off of first base as Duggar takes an outside pitch for a strike. 0-1. Lopez, with the sign from Grandal, throws a curveball over the top of Duggar's swinging bat. 0-2 quickly. Next offering on the way is an outside four-seamer. 1-2 the count. The Giants faced all 3 of the best of the American League Central in 3 straight series. They got swept by the Indians, swept by the Twins, and now have lost the first 2 against the White Sox and trail here. As the Sox look for a sweep that would give them a 9-game losing streak. Sent up the middle, a base hit over the bag at second. Flores just going to trot into second base. So first and second with no outs, the Giants have something going here. I think they're done losing. And Reynaldo Lopez and the White Sox better not take them lightly today. Sometimes a team sits in the dugout with each other for a long time during a big rain delay like today, and they have a come-to-Jesus moment, as Hunter Pence is going to come up hitting .237 with 4 home runs and 12 RBIs. Hits much better on the road. His split is very interesting. .270 on the road, but only .200 here at Oracle Park. Lopez checks the runner Flores at second and throws a curveball low for ball 1. So the White Sox starter is in trouble early on. Next offering low and outside on a changeup, a call to strike on the outside corner. 1-1 the count. Foul back, a four-seamer, 1-2. There is a buzz early on here in this park. They've seen a lot of losers as this one's put over the head of Encarnaciones in the right field. Mazzaro's going to get to it, throw the ball in. The runner's going to score at home. Flores. There was a throw home. It wasn't very close, though. Everybody's going to go two bags here, including the batter who has a double. So there's a run in. There still isn't an out. Second and third, as Reynaldo Lopez is having trouble right away here. He issued a free pass and gave up two hits, including that double. And it's tied up at 1. As Yastrzemski stands in and takes ball 1 low. He's a dangerous hitter. Check swing on a curveball. They're going to say it missed. 2-0 as Lopez removes the hat and has a look of frustration as to how his game has begun. Next offering down the line, it's a base hit. 1 run is in. Mazzara gets the ball and gets it in quickly. Runner's going to hold at third. It's a double for Yastrzemski. Sox were lucky 2 runs didn't score, but so far Lopez has yet to be able to get an out in this inning. He's given up 2. He's got second and third still. They're going to have to go out and have a talk with him and settle him down before the doors come off of this one. As Pablo Sandoval is ready to get in there at 292. Here comes Don Cooper. And at this point, as they're having the meeting on the mound, all you can tell the guy is, look, we got a good offense. It's early in the game. Do your best to get out of this inning. They're not that good. They're just having a really nice inning. It's a long game. But we don't want to give up 7 here. You know, let's get out of here and give our team a chance to get back in the game. And I hope that's what the message is. We'll see what ends up happening here as they're done and Coop goes back into the dugout. Sandoval, the lefty, needed all that time to do his pre-first at-bat warm-up where he dances around the batter's box. Now fouls this one off deep down the first base line. 0-1 on the long strike. Next one's fouled back, a four-seamer. 0-2. Giants trying to bust open this game early in the first. Already lead 2-1 as that is a hot shot foul down the third base line. Count remains 0-2. Lopez has already thrown 21 pitches. That's his 22nd outside for a ball. And he hasn't recorded an out yet. And 2 runs are in. Where we saw Gio Gonzalez react to the possible news is that's a slider up and in, swung on and missed, and he strikes out Sandoval for the first out. We saw Gio Gonzalez respond yesterday to the rumors that Michael Kopech could be up as early as the Toronto series, and the White Sox not confirming if it would be Thursday or Friday. Gonzalez went out, had a masterful game yesterday to say, nope, I'm not going to the bullpen. Lopez has been the best, arguably, on the staff so far. Although you could say that Cease has been hotter recently. As he throws a strike across, taken. 0-1 the count. But could the pressure have gotten to him today to be too perfect? As the count is now 0-2. And Lopez trying to get through this inning. Foul ball, count remains 0-2 to Brandon Belt. The lefty first baseman, holding a pink bat like everybody else today for Mother's Day, takes a changeup, low and outside. 1-2 the count. Next offering fouled off, a four-seam fastball high and inside. We'll reset again. Runners at second and third. 2-1 Giants here in the first as an outside four-seamer misses. 2-2. Lopez brought that one at 96 miles an hour, just missed the zone. Next offering down the middle and chop back up the middle. Anderson's going to cut it off, throw it over to first, and Encarnacion is going to drop it. A very easy 6-3. They're going to charge Anderson with the error because it bounced in. But I've seen Jose Abreu, and a good first baseman makes that play 999 times out of 1,000. But because it bounces, the error is going to be charged to TA. The run's going to cross. First and third now as Buster Posey comes up, and still 1 out. So the White Sox defense not doing anything to help out their pitcher. And I get it was a one-hop, but it really did hit Encarnacion right in the glove. And he closes the glove before it gets all the way in and knocks the ball back out. That would have been the second out of the inning. The run still would have scored, but we'd have 2 outs right now and just a runner on third. 1 out, first and third. Sox trying their hardest. As this one's sent out to right field for a base hit, and Lopez has now given up 4 runs. It's first and second. You're going to have to start warming somebody up. He doesn't have anything. Carson Fulmer's warming up in the bullpen. First and second, 1 out. The Giants have already scored 4 in this first inning. Raylo has thrown 33 total pitches, 20 of them in the strike zone. But some solid hits here by the Giants, and the one error has him sitting with just 1 out. Crawford takes one outside. The count is 2-0. As Reynaldo Lopez is having the worst inning of his season so far, and he's been so good so long. But he does not have luck on his side today as a 4-seamer hits the outside corner, 2-1. A high 4-seam fastball misses. 3-1 the count. On deck is the pitcher Gausman. And a strike on the inside corner gets this count full. The goal here has to be get Crawford any way you can and then go after the pitcher. Get out of this inning. He misses low on the full count, and the bases are loaded. His second walk of the inning. Leadoff man got on, and the number 8 hitter got on with a walk. And the Giants are going to bat around because Gausman comes up now hitting 125, the pitcher in the 9th spot. He's got the bases loaded and 1 out. First pitch pops straight up. Grandal's going to go back and catch it very close to the netting. So thank you very much. There's 2 outs. Bases are still loaded, though. And Reynaldo Lopez will face Wilmer Flores for the second time. Flores walked to start off this inning. Comes up now with the bases loaded and his team up 4-1. Inside 4-seam fastball called a strike at 94 miles an hour. 40 pitches so far here in the first inning for Reynaldo Lopez. An outside slider misses. 1-1 the count. Next pitch goes low below the knees on a slider. 2-1. Giants everywhere on the base paths. Lopez trying to get out of the inning. Throws it high, 3-1. Now he can't find the strike zone. Before, his problem wasn't the strike zone. It was just they were hitting his pitches. Now, with the bases loaded, he can't find the zone again. The 3-1 pitch to Flores. He walked him inside and brings in another run. 5-1. The Giants lead this game. An ugly inning as the floodgates have opened against the Chicago White Sox. And Reynaldo Lopez stands behind the mound with his hands on his hips. I would imagine Carson Fulmer's almost ready to go. But Steven Duggar's going to bat with the bases loaded still. 2 outs in the bottom of the first inning. He rips this one down the first base line. Nice snag by Encarnacion and a fair ball over the top of first base. If that gets through, it could have cleared the bases. Sox trail by 4 after 1, and they have decisions to make about their pitcher here at Oracle Park. After a very long first inning, Nomar Mazara is going to come up and lead off for the White Sox. Mazara is hitting .229 with 5 home runs and 14 RBIs. 3 of those home runs have come in the last week. The average has gone up. He was hitting below 200 just about a week ago. So he's been on a tear lately, and he's been getting on base with a walk. He's 1-1 after that foul ball to start off this inning. The White Sox offense has shown it can come back. A 4-run deficit may not be enough against this team unless Gausman continues to induce ground balls like that over the short and over to first to throw. And Mazara's retired. Nick Madrigal comes to the plate. He's been heating up as well, hitting .238. He's got 5 RBIs, 3 triples and 2 doubles in limited action. First pitch from Gausman outside. 4-seam fastball taken for ball 1. Madrigal stands in and awaits the pitch. Strike on the inside corner. 1-1 the count. Royals leading the Twins right now by a score of 7-5.
Nope, that's a ball.
That's in the 5th inning. Inside fastball misses 2-1 to Madrigal. Next pitch lifted out in the left field. It will come down as a can of corn, and there's 2 gone. Luis Robert comes to the plate. He's only hitting 187. He's got 2 home runs, but 15 stolen bases. He also has 10 RBI, which shows that he finds a way to get the hit when it matters. But he has been struggling. Thought he turned a corner about a week or so ago and then just slipped back underneath 200 and sits there. He fouls this one down the first base line, then takes the next pitch, a 2-seamer, outside for ball 1, 1-1 the count. Gausman into the wind, the pitch to Posey. Swung on and belted deep down the third base line, hooking foul, as Robert ended up on one knee on that swing, way out in front of the pitch. Next one's lifted out to right center, but it will be caught, and the inning's over. Sox go down 1-2-3. Even after the rain, the kayakers are out there in the water. Rough seas today. Midway through the second, 5-1 Giants. Hunter Pence will lead it off. He knocked in the first run for these Giants. He's 1 for 1 with a single, an RBI, and he scored later on. Reynaldo Lopez remains in the game to see if he can have a clean second and salvage what he can out of the start. Strike high and inside is called. 0-1 the count. Took him 45 pitches to get through the first inning, and he gave up 5 runs. He faced 11 batters. High fastball misses, 2-1 the count now. Lopez has to have a clean inning here, or he is not going to make it. Throws that one low for a ball, and it's 3-1 quickly. Next pitch popped up down the first base line. Encarnacion in foul territory will get it, and that's the first out of the inning. Mike Yastrzemski comes to the plate. The lefty also reached in the first inning.
Outside.
White Sox bullpen still going. Carson Fulmer up and down is just keeping himself warm. I think he'd be the long reliever, but Evan Marshall's also warming up, because if they need a pitcher in this inning, that pitcher will just go for this inning, because the pitcher spot leads off the top of the third inning, and he hits the batter Yastrzemski on the hip. That ball just got away from him. Puts on a runner with 1 out in the bottom of the second inning, and Lopez is just having a terrible day today. If you're the White Sox, you want to see if your starter can get through a few innings for you. But your long reliever is ready and waiting. So he has a very short leash, I would imagine, at this point, because a 4-run lead is not insurmountable with this offense. But an 8-run lead might be. Outside pitch to Pablo Sandoval, fouled off down the third base line. He's 0-1 with Yastrzemski and his sore hip standing on first base. Next pitch low and outside, catches the zone on a slider. 0-2 the count. 1 out, bottom of the second inning. Runner on first. 5-1 Giants. Sox scored 1 in the first, and then the Giants got 5, and this one's lifted out of the left field. It's going to fall in front of Jimenez for a base hit. 2 are on. They're going to go out again and talk to Lopez. This could be a delay tactic at this point. Cooper's out there having a long conversation with Reynaldo Lopez as Brandon Belt waits. Lopez will face Belt. They must want to make sure that Marshall's completely ready to go. It would be him that would probably come in, so they could pinch hit for him to lead off the top of the third. The hope, though, is that somehow Reynaldo Lopez induces a ground ball for a double play or gets through this inning. An outside changeup misses. 1-0 the count. 77 miles an hour that one misses on. For the series, Brandon Belt's 2 for 8 with a double and an RBI. That's his line. It's been a rough series for the Giants overall, although they're enjoying the beginning of this game as a fastball hits the zone at 94 miles an hour for a strike. 1-1 the count. Lopez checks the lead runner. Both runners are going as this one's fouled off. So the Giants, being aggressive with the lead, sent both runners in motion. But it gets fouled off, the count at 1-2. Next pitch lifted down the first base line, foul. Lopez now at 60 pitches. Here with 1 out in the second inning. A low four-seamer misses, 2-2 now the count. The way that runners in motion thing was executed, I think it was a hit and run. He just fouled it off. This one now lifted out in the left field, tailing back towards the track is Jimenez. He'll make the catch and get it in. Nobody's going to advance, luckily. There's 2 gone here in the bottom of the second with runners on first and second for Buster Posey. He's got a single already in his first at-bat and drove in a run. 3 for 7 in the series with it, 1 extra base hit, a double, and 2 RBI total. The Giants are looking to add on here with 2 outs here in the bottom of the second inning. The offering from Lopez misses low and outside. 1-0 the count. Lopez looks in, the pitch. A high fastball catches the zone, 1-1, 96 miles an hour. He still has speed on it. They've just been beating him up. And I don't know if it's location. I don't know if they figured out what he's throwing. He could be tipping something. But he's had a very, very difficult game as that pitch misses outside. And it wasn't walking guys. Yeah, he walked the leadoff guy, but the next guy that got a walk was in the 8th spot in the order. Missing the plate became a result of giving up so many hits and trying to be too perfect now. 3-1 the count. The pitch on the way. Sent down the third baseline foul into the camera well. The count is full with 2 outs and runners on first and second as Reynaldo Lopez tries to get through the second inning. He misses high and he walks him. Brandon Crawford comes to the plate and Lopez throws one right by him to lead off his at-bat. Now the bases are loaded. 0-1 the count. Raylo trying to somehow survive the second after giving up 5 in the first. Swings and misses at that one, does Crawford. 0-2. So Reynaldo Lopez seems to be changing gears a little bit. 2 very hard pitches in a good location by the bat. A low and inside slider. The count is 1-2. Next pitch lifted out into shallow right field. Madrigal is going to actually get back and call for it. He'll make the catch. So Lopez loads up the bases but doesn't let anybody score in the second inning. It has been a long first 2 innings for the White Sox pitcher. After 2, 5-1 Giants. Leury Garcia is going to come out to hit for Reynaldo Lopez. He pitched over 70 pitches in the first 2 innings and did not look good. So he's out of the game after 2 innings, as the White Sox are going to have to rely on the bullpen. I would imagine Carson Fulmer's coming out next inning, as Kevin Gausman's got a 5-1 lead and faces Leury Garcia, who leads off this inning in the pitch hitting role. Next pitch, a slider, misses high. Ball 2. So 2-0 to Garcia. Here in the third inning, it's the Family Waterproofing Solutions third inning. Veteran-owned, female-owned, family-owned. Family Waterproofing Solutions on the southwest side. Covers pretty much all of northern Illinois and northwest Indiana. Ground ball over to second, bobbled, and Garcia's going to get on with the error. E4, it's charged. Hits the glove and comes off, and then just sits in the grass. He didn't realize it until he went to his glove to find the ball. By that point, Garcia's crossing first base, and the leadoff man is on with an error. It's about time something went bad for the Giants. Everything's been coming up San Francisco early on in this game. Tim Anderson comes up now with a runner on first that has some speed, as the Sox are going to try to claw their way back into this game, and a low fastball below the knees taken. 1-0 the count. Rifled out in the right field, that's a base hit. It is shallow, so Garcia can't go anywhere except second base. But the Sox have the first 2 on now and have something brewing here in the top of the third. Yasmani Grandal steps to the plate, the lefty, at least in this at-bat, as he's a switch hitter. Swings and drives it deep into right field, tailing back towards the wall. He looks up, will it hit the wall or get over? That ball is gone. Yasmani Grandal hits a 3-run home run, and after all of that, the White Sox only trail by 1, 5-4, with no outs in the top of the third inning. If it's going to have to be a softball game, this team is ready to play. No lead is safe, and that's Grandal's second home run out to right field this series. It only gets into the second row in that high area. That's a high wall out in right field. So it's not a splashdown, but a towering shot, and the White Sox trail only by a run here in this game as they try to get back into it. Well, they are back into it. Yohan Moncada comes up hitting .340 with a .951 OPS, hitting from the left side of the plate here against the righty Gaussman. Let's keep this going. Outside slider misses. 2-0 the count. Moncada in the 3 spot today as Encarnacion gets a start over at first base. The next offering. Outside four-seam fastball, 3-0. It will be a bullpen day today for the White Sox as Lopez only went 2 innings. But the pinch hitter for him got on with an error and then scored on the ground out 3-run home run. A 3-1 pitch now to Moncada, sent out to center field. A nice play made by Duggar coming in. He'll snag it at the shoelaces. 1 out now in the top of the 3rd inning with the Sox down by a run. You look at this division the Giants are in. They only have 10 wins so far. Meanwhile, the best team in baseball record-wise is the first place team, and that's the Dodgers. They don't have 10 losses yet. An outside two-seam fastball misses to Jimenez. 1-0 the count. 1 out, top of the 3rd, 5-4 Giants. Sox scored 1 in the top of the 1st, gave up 5 in the bottom of the 1st. We're lucky to escape in the bottom of the 2nd inning without giving up a run as Jimenez now lifts this one out into left field down the line. It will be caught in fair territory. A long fly out gives the Sox their 2nd out of the inning as Edwin Encarnacion stands in now hitting .263 with 11 home runs. Gaussman into the wind and the pitch. Fouled off, a slider inside. 0-1 the count. Encarnacion is a total of 2 for 23 against Kevin Gaussman. Somebody read that stat before we started him today? Lifts that one into center field. Can of corn for Duggar. So the Sox get 3 runs on the Grandal 3-run jack. They go down 1-2-3 after that, but we got a new ball game. Sox only trail by 1, 5-4 midway through the 3rd. Foundation issues not properly handled can be costly. Family Waterproofing Solutions is owned by Ken, a veteran of the United States Marines, and his wife Maria, making them a veteran-owned business and a female-owned business that will diagnose and repair wet or leaky basements. And while they're located on the Sox side, Family Waterproofing services the entire Chicagoland area and Northwest Indiana. And now, after taking time off to ensure they can do things safely and securely for you, Family Waterproofing is back in business and doing jobs. Plus, part of the proceeds for every job that they do are donated to veteran and first responder organizations who support our frontline defenders. And currently, Sox in the Basement listeners have access to special pricing when they contact Family Waterproofing Solutions now, 708-330-4466, or visit them today at FamilyBasementWaterproofing.com. Carson Fulmer will come into the game now and pitch for the White Sox. He's got 8 games under his belt. He's 1-2 record-wise. He has picked up a 3-inning save over the 15 1/3 innings that he's pitched. His whip sits at 150, which is high, but his ERA is at 2.93. So he seems to get out of jams. An outside pitch misses for ball 1, 1-0 the count. Next offering swung on and missed. Kevin Gaussman, the pitcher, up there leading off the inning for the Giants. He's 1-1 as Fulmer now comes inside on him with a curveball, 1-2. Just heard about Family Waterproofing Solutions. Quick reminder for you, they have Sox in the Basement deals, like a list of them. If you reach out to them for those video consultations or you do some work for them where part of the proceeds goes to veterans organizations and first responders, make sure you ask about it. Next pitch swung on and missed, outside curveball. Fulmer strikes out the pitcher for the Giants for the first out here in the 3rd inning. He went right at him, but that's what you're supposed to do against a pitcher that's hitting below 125. Wilmer Flores, the leadoff hitter for the Giants, comes up for his 3rd at-bat. He had 2 at-bats in the 1st inning alone, and now comes up here in the 3rd. He walked both times. One of those walks actually created an RBI for him, which I just think is silly, but that's what it is. And then he also scored a run. Sends this one over to short. Anderson scoops and takes his time on this throw. Places it perfectly into Encarnacion's glove. Anderson already sitting on 1 error because of one that bounced in and hit Encarnacion's glove, but it was scored an error on Anderson. The 6-3 putout gives 2 quick outs to Carson Fulmer. Now he throws a high 4-seam fastball to Steven Duggar. for ball one. Fulmer, the righty, working quickly, puts a four-seamer on the outside corner for a strike. Taken, 1-1 the count. A rough start for Reynaldo Lopez. I don't think it sends him to the bullpen in favor of Michael Kopech. I think everybody's allowed to have one bad start. After you've had a season start the way that it did for Raylo, if he was putting pressure on himself, that was a bad idea, I think. Outside pitch misses 2-1. Now he misses low on a curveball. Count is 3-1 to Duggar with Pence standing on deck. Hunter Pence came to hit today. 2 outs, 3-1 count, bottom of the third inning. Sox trailing by a run. Gets an inside four-seamer across for a strike taken. Count is full, so the payoff pitch is on the way here after Fulmer retires the first two. And he strikes him out swinging on a four-seamer. Carson Fulmer sets him down 1-2-3. 2 strikeouts so far for him in relief. Sox have a clean inning finally. We're through 3, trailing by 1. Nomar Mazara will step up to the plate. He's 0 for 1 with a ground out in the second inning, hitting .227 on the season with 5 home runs and 14 RBI. He will lead off the top of the fourth inning for the White Sox. The lefty stands in against Kevin Gausman, who has 48 pitches through his first 3 innings. Here's 49 to lead off this one. An inside four-seamer misses. Mazara's 2 for 12 lifetime against Gausman. It's a 167 average. He also has 3 strikeouts. The pitch on the way. A high two-seam fastball misses. 2-0 to Mazara. It rained. We delayed this game because of the rain. The sun hasn't come out as that's a swinging strike inside, 2-1. But the fans never left. They must have set up in bars all around this place and waited because this is a full crowd for Game 3. The Giants are drawing very, very well for a team that only has 10 wins. I would hope to see more Sox fans in the stands when we return from this road trip because this team is good this year. Swinging strike on Mazara. He goes down. Gausman strikes him out. Nick Madrigal will come to the plate. Robert stands on deck. Inside pitch to Madrigal, a slider misses. 1-0 the count. Madrigal's been pretty good over the last couple of days. Actually, over the last week or so. Average has been going up. Extra base hits, timely hitting, good speed on the base paths. Striking out less, although he still is trusting his eye more than the umpires do. A 2-0 pitch up the middle, base hit. Mans has a base hit, and he's on first. So the young White Sox rookie starting to get some confidence at the plate. Gets on with 1 out, and Luis Robert will come to the plate. And this is the White Sox rookie that is still struggling. I don't think any of us expected that. But we did see Yohan Moncada struggle for a long time. We did see Eloy Jimenez have a very rough start to his season last year. It doesn't click right away for everybody. He may have a tough 2020, no matter what he did in the minor leagues. An outside pitch catches the corner, and it's 1-1 quickly to Robert. Carson Fulmer's got a bat. He's on deck. He had a really nice inning there, and the Sox might want to get a couple of them out of Carson Fulmer before they have to really turn it over to the bullpen. Sox don't get a day off for another week or so. So you don't want to just gas the bullpen too, and his role is long relief. Robert chops this one to second, double play ball over to short and then back over to first. 4-6-3 put out, 2 gone there. Added to the first out, that's 3 outs. Midway through the fourth, 5-4 Giants. Hunter Pence will stand in against Carson Fulmer, who set the Giants down 1-2-3 in the third, and now throws a curveball in the outside corner that misses. 1-0 the count to the 3-hitter here for San Francisco. Next one sent down the first baseline foul. Nice play by the ball boy. 1-1 the count. A high four-seam fastball now misses. 2-1. Cincinnati tied up with Colorado in Denver, 1-1 right now. A lot of weird start times around baseball. And our delay has put us with a lot of afternoon games and a lot of night games kind of colliding. End of a bunch of afternoon games, the beginning of a bunch of night games. As Fulmer strikes out Pence, swinging. He's got 3 strikeouts He's only seen 4 batters. So Carson Fulmer continues to impress coming out of the bullpen. And Mike Yastrzemski, the lefty, stands in there hitting .254. Fulmer into the wind and the pitch. Hits the outside corner on a 2-seamer. 0-1 the count. Fulmer working quickly, throws an inside 4-seamer at the knees that misses. 1-2. Grandal's just throwing him the ball back, and he's just going right into his wind as a 2-seamer is fouled back. 1-2 the count quickly. Pacing seems to be a thing that we see with Yasmani Grandal and the pitchers that come out there for them. He moves them along quick. He doesn't want them thinking too long. Here's the sign, throw the pitch. The 1-2 pitch on the way, inside misses. That's where Grandal was set up. He wanted it there on the inside corner. Now he sets up on the outside of the plate. 2-2 pitch sent down the first base line. It goes foul. 2-2 the count. The pitch. Foul back again. I see Grandal behind the plate moving around, setting up his target. Fulmer's going right to the target. Very good accuracy here for Carson Fulmer in this game as the curveball is also fouled back. Grandal sets up on the outside again, way outside. And that ball just misses the corner. He had half his body in the other batter's box. Or behind it. The full count payoff pitch. Flied out softly into left center field. Jimenez will come over and make the play. And there's 2 gone. Carson Fulmer, very efficient, has collected a couple of outs here for the White Sox. You're only trailing by a run, so I wouldn't be totally opposed to letting him bat next inning so you can keep him out there. He's been pitching so well. It's something that will have to be contemplated, and I'm sure right now is running through Ricky Renteria's mind. 1-0 to Sandoval as he now throws a 4-seamer outside, 2-0. Next pitch fouled off. 2-1 the count. Sandoval stands in, takes a high 4-seam fastball that just misses. The count is now 3-1 with Brandon Belt on deck. Belt hasn't had a great series against the Sox, but he is hitting .277 on the year. Inside pitch fouled off. That would have been ball 4. Sandoval does a good job helping us out. Count is now full with 2 outs and nobody on. And he missed on a curveball. I think he was trying to get him to dive for it. It was well out of the zone. Started off right in the middle and tailed away. Sandoval doesn't bite. So he gets on base with a free pass. First one issued by Carson Fulmer. With 2 outs here in the bottom of the 4th inning, and Brandon Belt will come up. 2 home runs, hitting .277. The lefty stands in with a very slow base runner in front of him at first base. And Sandoval. Inside 4-seamer runs in too much. 1-0 the count. Fulmer's already up to 35 pitches. He's gone 1 2/3 here in relief. On a bullpen day, essentially, after Reynaldo Lopez gets knocked around in the first inning and is lucky to escape with his life in the second. And he only went 2. Swung on and missed on that pitch. 1-2 quickly. Fulmer gets the sign, and it's fouled back up into the upper deck behind home plate. High fastball there. Belt would like another crack at that pitch. Now he grounds one over to Anderson, who's going to scoop, send it over to Madrigal for the fielder's choice put out at second base. And the Sox are through another inning. They continue to trail by 1 after 4 here in San Francisco. James McCann's going to grab a bat. Come out and pinch hit. He's hitting .311, 2 home runs and 4 RBIs with an on-base percentage of .392. He will bat for Fulmer. So Carson goes 2 innings. Doesn't give up any runs and strikes out 4. 2-seamer down the middle. Goes for strike 1 to McCann, who had a pinch hit last night. Jace Fry and Jimmy Cordero warm up in the bullpen for the White Sox. So lefty-righty, we'll see who comes in. To pitch in the bottom of the 5th inning. As McCann sends this one into right field, a ground ball through. He does his job with a pinch hit. So far, the White Sox have had 2 pinch hitters in the 9th spot, and both have made it to first base. So the leadoff man is on for Tim Anderson. who's been doing a good job up here at the top of this order today in the game. He's 2 for 2. And TA wants more. 1-0 the count with McCann on first. It is the DP3 Tech 5th inning. Let's get a run in the DP3 Tech 5th inning and tie this thing up. Outside pitch misses, 2-0. Next offering swung on and belted deep down the third base line, hooking foul. 2-1 to Anderson with McCann on first and no outs here in the top of the 5th. Slider just catches the zone at the knees. 2-2 on that pitch. Anderson now sends it over to third. They're going to go for a double play, and they're going to get it around the horn. 5-4-3. TA grounds into the DP. It erases McCann, and there's 2 outs now in the top of the 5th inning. Yasmani Grandal, 1 for 2 with a 3-run home run in the third. And that got the White Sox back into this game. He's hitting .264, batting in the 2 spot today, and on the left side of the plate. First pitch is fouled off. You're going to hear about DP3 Tech in just a few moments. Look, you got a business or you want to make a suggestion that's going to impress your boss. Forget this Zoom stuff and the Messenger and all these other things. Think about a cloud-based service that can link in with your own systems inside your workplace. Can handle big or small. Get people on the screen with a click of a button. Share things, documents, pictures, whatever you need to do. Click of a button. Down the third base line, a high fly ball. It's going to hit and bounce over the wall for a ground rule double for Grandal. He's had a heck of a series. And a home run and a double in this game. Yasmani takes that oppo down the line and hits, and it goes on one bounce from being just fair inside the chalk and then over the wall in foul territory into the first row of fans. Moncada steps in, 0 for 2 on the day today, and he's quickly 0-2 in the count after fouling that one off. Moncada's hitting .359 with runners in scoring position. Batting average is pretty close to that. But he takes a pitch on the outside corner. He doesn't like the call. Down on 3 pitches. Gausman pumps his fist. The Giants put on 2 runners, but nobody crosses. Midway through the 5th, 5-4, San Francisco. New challenges bring new technology. DP3 Tech has partnered with Microsoft to make things easier on you and your business. Imagine being able to get everybody together in a nice, easy, user experience friendly meeting room and being able to share whatever you want in the room with just one click. You can migrate from old legacy on-premises equipment right now to flexible, secure, work-from-home friendly cloud services. Bring your group together faster, better, easier. Find out what DP3 Tech can do for you. Contact their cloud migrations team today, 312-896-2450, or email info@dp3tech.com. Jace Fry is going to come in for only his 17th appearance on the season, and he only has 9 1/3 innings over those first 16 appearances. He's going to face Buster Posey. He's got the 7, 8, and 9 hitters. That includes the pitcher. It sets up well for a lefty. So Fry's going to try to take the 5th inning here. Just heard about DP3 Tech. I'm going to tell you something right now. Impress your boss. Tell him about it. Get that information. Free consultation. They'll tell you what they can do for you and your business. We're proud to have them here on board. We continue in the DP3 Tech 5th inning with the White Sox trailing 5-4. The San Francisco Giants. Quickly, Posey was 2-0 and now swings and misses at a cut fastball outside from Fry. Next offering off the end of the bat and through the middle. No, Anderson's going to cut it off. A spin move, and he gets him at first base. I thought that ball was through. Tim Anderson gets it in the grass behind second, directly behind second. Does a 360 spin and lets go of the ball and hits Encarnacion right in the glove. Inside pitch gets across. 0-1 now the count to Crawford. Now Fry misses with a changeup outside. 1-1 the count. After this, we're expecting the pitcher Gausman. The cut fastball gets across for a strike. 1-2. Fry doesn't normally get a full inning. But with lefties all at the bottom of this order, it makes sense. Grounded back up to Fry. Sent over to first base. The pitcher throws him out. And there's 2 gone. And now Austin Slater's going to come in and pinch hit. He's hitting .230. So Fry's going to have to face a new batter, but Gausman's out of the game, which may be good news for the White Sox, because with the exception of Anderson and Grandal, not many hits for this team. Slater swings and misses at the first pitch. 0-1 the count. Fry into the wind. Just misses inside on a 2-seam fastball. 1-1. This is the 3rd batter that Fry will face this inning. It's an outside cut fastball. Hits the zone. 1-2. Slater, the pinch hitter, almost offers at a curveball outside the zone. That would have struck him out. Instead, he doesn't chase. 2-2 the count. 2 outs. Bottom of the 5th inning with the Sox trailing by a run. They were trailing by 4 at one point after a disastrous first inning. Inside 2-seamer just misses. The count is full with Flores on deck. Fry goes into the wind and the pitch. Struck him out looking on a cut fastball. So they send up the pinch hitter, who does much better against lefties than he does righties. Fry has to stay in the game because of the new rules, and he strikes him out anyway. Jandal Gustave, you've seen him before in this series, 15 games so far with a 1-1 record. Over 17 1/3 innings, he's got an ERA of 6.23. Sox scored a few runs off of Gustave the last time they saw him, and they will see him again now, as Eloy Jimenez will lead off the top of the 6th inning. He's 1 for 2 with a single and an RBI. Takes a ball low, 1-0 the count. Next pitch, chop back up to the pitcher. Gustave with an athletic play, but now throws it and pulls the first baseman belt off the bag. The Giants now have 2 errors, and both of them put on the leadoff man for the White Sox. Now, the last time that happened, Garcia eventually scores on a 3-run home run from Grandal. Let's get Jimenez across as well. Here's Encarnacion. The first pitch is lifted deep down the third base line, hooking towards the pole, and it's foul. The shadow on the field that I'm trying to judge that home run off of, as it got out of the camera view, indicated that ball could possibly hit the pole. It just misses. And now Encarnacion fouls off the next one. 0-2 the count. Just missed. A 2-run home run that would have given the White Sox the lead. Outside slider. 1-2 now. Gott and Garcia, a righty and a lefty, warming up in the Giants bullpen. We have a runner on first right now with no outs. Encarnacion's up there, 1-2 in the count. A low slider misses, 2-2. The pitch on the way. Misses low, curveball. Count is full. Mazara's on deck. Swung on and sent into the crowd down the first base line. We will get another payoff pitch. And he fouls this one off as well. A good at bat right now for Encarnacion, fighting back after being down 0-2 in the count. He's now gotten it full and fouled a few off, and now fouls another one off down the third base line. He's making Gustave work and showing the guy behind him, Mazara, a lot of pitches as he waits in the on-deck circle. Now he swings and misses at an inside 4-seamer, and Encarnacion loses the battle. Mazara comes to the plate now with 1 out and a runner on first in the top of the 6th inning with his team trailing by a run. The pitch on the way. A low 4-seamer. Misses the plate and the zone. 1-0 the count. Mazara's 0 for 2 today, 3 for 10 in the series. Next pitch taken inside, 2-0. We've seen more patience lately from Mazara. Hopefully that's something they've been working on with him, as he was swinging at the first pitch all the time early on in the season, and they were bad pitches. 2-1 as he fouls this one off down the first base line. Fans cheering Gustave on, and some White Sox fans out here cheering Mazara on as that pitch misses outside. 3-1 the count, a good count for Mazara. Madrigal waits on deck. Jimenez at first, 1 out, top of the 6th inning. Just catches the zone. That was a close pitch. Mazara didn't like it, looks back at the umpire and shakes his head. It was a real borderline call. High and outside. But the count is now full, just like it was to the last batter, Encarnacion. Inside pitch taken. Try to go inside on Mazzaro like he did to Encarnacion. Mazzaro's like, I just saw you do that to my friend. I'm not swinging. He walks down the first base. And Madrigal comes to the plate with 2 on and 1 out. He's already got a base knock in this game. The pitch. High and inside on a slider, 1-0 the count. Madrigal's got a .375 batting average with runners in scoring position. He checks at 1 outside. They're going to say he held up. 2-0. The feet were moving. The bat didn't cross the plate. Madrigal takes a low pitch, 3-0 now with Robert on deck. And then that pitcher spot, which I'm sure will be filled with a pinch hitter. Outside slider catches the plate now, 3-1. Madrigal now takes a high slider that he thought was ball 4. It was borderline. He took a chance, but now the count is full. So after going 3-0, the count is now full. The pitch on the way. Inside pitch, he walks him. Madrigal draws the walk as he backs away from a slider in on his knees. The bases are loaded as Gustave has walked the last 2 batters he faces. And Luis Robert comes up with 1 out and the bags packed with socks, trailing by a run in this game. Be nice to see the rookie do something here to build his confidence. Swings at the first pitch, jam shot, popped up to second base. Infield fly is called, and on 1 pitch, he's out. And now Jose Abreu will come out and hit. He's hitting .282 with 10 home runs and 28 RBIs, and he will pinch hit in the 9 spot with the bases loaded and 2 outs. And the first pitch is a low slider taken. 1-0 the count. Abreu. Normally the White Sox first baseman, they let Encarnacion get the start today. This is the perfect situation to bring him in with men on the bases and needing a hit. Swung on and fouled off a 4-seam fastball that came in at 97 miles an hour. Count is 1-1. Sox trail by a run, 5-4 with 2 outs in the top of the 6th and the bases loaded. Outside fastball. Abreu gets the call. It's 2-1. Madrigal's on first. Mazzaro's on second. Jimenez on third. Abreu at the plate with TA standing behind him with 2 outs. Gustave's pitched this entire inning. A high fastball misses, 3-1. So Abreu's in the catbird seat. A big moment in this game for both teams. The pitch. Swung on and sent down the first baseline foul. 4-seam fastball right down the middle. Abreu can't straighten it out, but the count is now full. Sends this one out to left center field, but it's not going to have the distance. Duggar underneath it will make the catch. The Sox load him up, but can't get the run to cross. The Giants escape, and midway through the 6th inning, it remains 5-4 San Francisco. Jimmy Cordero will come out to pitch the 6th inning. He's got 16 2/3 innings underneath his belt and a 6.48 earned run average, 16 strikeouts to 10 walks. Righties are hitting under 200 against him. Lefties are hitting 268. He's had some bad luck, but most of that ERA comes from one really bad outing. Just not enough innings underneath his belt. First pitch, though, is lifted out in the center field for a base hit. So, in a bullpen day, you got to use most of the guys. You got your 7th, your 8th, and your 9th inning, and possibly extras that have to be covered by Bummer and Colome and Cishek. So Cordero has a job to do. As Duggar now comes in and bunts it directly to Madrigal, he's going to actually get it over to second for the fielder's choice. He almost tagged Flores. As the ball went to him so quickly, Flores was just by Madrigal as he swipes at him after he makes the play on the bunt that got out there too quickly. Then he decides as his focus is on him, he's going to second. He takes out the lead runner. So runner on first now with a fielder's choice is Duggar. And Hunter Pence stands in 1-0. This pitch is fouled off a sinker. 1-1 the count. As I believe we mentioned earlier, Cleveland won their game today. Came from behind in Detroit. Took that game 4-3. Lots of hits, lots of runs in Minnesota. The game is not final yet, but the Royals leading late 14-10 in Minneapolis. They would take that series against the first place Twins on their home turf if they can hold on. 1-2 the count to Pence. Cordero delivers. Sent up the middle, a base hit. So 2 base hits up the middle that land in front of Robert. In the middle of the bunt, fielder's choice. Mike Yastrzemski comes to the plate now with 2 on and 1 out. Jimmy Cordero faces him. First pitch, a changeup low and outside, misses. 1-0 the count. Yastrzemski's 1 for 2 with a double, an RBI, and a run scored. The lefty was a pinch hitter yesterday with Gio Gonzalez on the mound, who's a lefty pitcher. So they feel very comfortable with him against righties, but against lefties, he does not always play. Lifts this one out into right field. It's hooking towards the pole, and it is foul by about 10 feet. Otherwise, that would have been out of here. 2-1 the count to Yastrzemski. Cordero. Next pitch, low, misses on a 4-seamer, 3-1. Jimmy does not want to load the bases here. He will, though, as he misses outside on a sinker. Ricky Renteria's seen enough. He is not going to let Jimmy Cordero ruin this inning. He's loaded up the bases with only 1 out, and the out came on a bunt to advance a runner over. So he's not doing anything out there contributing to the White Sox. So Steve Cishek is going to come out, and he is going to pitch and try to get out of this jam with 1 out. He's a sinker slider pitcher that keeps it low in the zone, and Pablo Sandoval comes up, who's slow of foot. So possibly you could be looking to get the double play and get out of the inning in a 1-run ball game here in the bottom of the 6th. First pitch gets across for a strike at the knees. 0-1. The side armor now gets him to ground on a slow chop to Madrigal. He only plays the first because it dies in the grass. The Giants will get a run across. That ball was just too slow getting to Nick Madrigal, and his only play was first base. He couldn't even go home on that one. They were sitting at double play depth, trying to get 2. The runner will cross. It's a 2-run game now as the Giants lead 6-4. As Brandon Belt comes up and fouls this one off, 0-1 the count. Belt's 2 for 9 with 4 strikeouts against Cishek all time. As Cishek tries to limit the damage created by Jimmy Cordero. This one's lifted out in the left field. A soft fly ball. Underneath it is Jimenez. He will catch it at the foul line for the 3rd out. So Cishek came in and did his job. But after 6, the Sox now trail by 2. Trevor Gott comes in for the Giants. 24 games and 25 1/3 innings, a 3.91 earned run average. Righties are hitting .298 against him, though. Does most of his damage against lefties. Tim Anderson's a righty. He comes up to the plate 2 for 3 with 2 singles and 2 runs scored. So he's done a good job setting the table for the White Sox today. And they need him to set it now here in the top of the 7th. First pitch swung on and missed, a changeup outside, 0-1 the count. Next one low, a curveball misses, 1-1. I would expect to see Cishek remain in the game and pitch the bottom of the 7th inning. The hope is you can get back into this game and even take the lead. As a curveball gets across at the knees and Anderson takes it for strike 3. He's frustrated with himself there. 1 out here in the top of the 7th as Yasmani Grandal steps up 2 for 3 with a home run, a double, and 3 RBIs. Had a 3-run home run and a really nice double that bounced over the wall. Hitting the ball well today. This game started with Reynaldo Lopez giving up 5 in the first inning after the White Sox had scored 1 in the top of the first. He had a terrible second inning. He was lucky to escape with the bases loaded. As Grandal fouls this one off, and the count is 2-1 quickly. So then, Carson Fulmer comes in, and shuts him down for a couple innings as Grandal lifts this one in the opposite field yet again, tailing back towards the wall. It'll hit before the 339 sign, and he's in the second base. So 2 opposite field doubles after the 3-run home run in the right. Yasmani Grandal is doing everything he can today to bring his team back into this game. He's had a really nice series out here in San Francisco. And now he's looking for Yoan Moncada batting in the 3 spot today because Abreu was given a day off with the exception of his pinch hit attempt. Last inning, he's 0 for 3, Moncada. Struck out the last time up looking. He's 1-0 in the count right now. And now 2-0 as that pitch misses high. Moncada's got a runner in scoring position, 350 average at this point with runners in scoring position. 1 out, the top of the 7th, and a 4-seam fastball misses. 3-0. So we'll see if he gets the green light with Jimenez hitting 279 standing on deck. Sox chasing 2. As a get-me-over fastball gets over, 3-1, Moncada taking the whole way. Now he takes ball 4 outside on a sinker, and Yoan goes down to first base. So with 1 out, first and second, Grandal is not very fleet of foot. Jimenez is hitting 279 with 32 RBIs. He leads the team. He also is tied for the lead in home runs on the team with 11. An outside curveball misses, 1-0. He's hitting 351 with runners in scoring position. As this ball gets down in the dirt, but it's blocked, nobody's advancing. 2-0 to Jimenez. Eloy takes a curveball high in the zone for a strike. 2-1. White Sox had the bases loaded with 2 outs last inning. Abreu comes up and flies out, unfortunately. They've got 2 on here with 1 out. Fouls this one back. It was out of the zone. He reached for it. 2-2 to Jimenez. So far, the Giants' relief pitching has done their job, which has been a difficult thing for them to do over the last couple of games. Sox have gotten to him. But today, it's a different story so far. Count is full. 3-2 now. The pitch. Inside 4-seamer, called a strike. Jimenez looked at it. He doesn't like the call, but it looks like it was accurate. I don't know what he was looking at. That ball does catch enough of the plate to be a strike. 2 gone now. Sean Anderson's going to come in to face Encarnacion. So the Giants didn't like what they saw out of their relief pitcher, but they had to give him 3 batters. Now Anderson comes in, and the righty stands in against Encarnacion with 2 outs and 2 on. Here in the top of the 7th inning. First pitch at the knees, a strike, a 4-seamer. 0-1 the count. Feels like you're waiting on Edwin to uncork one. He's been sitting on 11 home runs for a while. Sends a ground ball over to third. It's going to be a nice and easy play for Sandoval over to first. And again, the White Sox put runners on and in scoring position and cannot get a run across. Midway through the 7th, they still trail by 2. Buster Posey comes to the plate. He's 1 for 2 in this game with a single and an RBI. Steve Cishek remains in the game. First pitch on the way. Pops straight up. Grandal underneath it behind home plate. He'll make the catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. Here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Brandon Crawford now comes to the plate. The shortstop is 0 for 2 with a walk in the first inning, hitting 273 on the season. Batting lefty. As the righty side armor, Cishek, throws a high 4-seam fastball for ball 1. Angels beat up on Baltimore in Baltimore. 10-2 today. That game is now final. Tampa Bay wins at home as well against the Rangers 2-0. 1-1 the count here with 1 out in the bottom of the 7th, and the Sox trailing by 2, 6-4. High 4-seam fastball misses. 2-1. Sorry again for the rain delay, folks, and we got underway late. Sometimes you just can't avoid it. Swung on and missed a sinker, 2-2. And now a sinker is fouled off. It has gone final in Minnesota. The Royals do take the series against the Twins Don't see the Twins lose many series. They did lose one to the White Sox earlier this year. 14-10 the final score as that pitch misses. 3-2 the count now. Swung on and sent over to second. Madrigal gets it on 2 hops. Over to first to Encarnacion. And he's out. 2 gone. The first 2 that have come to the plate, Cishek has sat down. And Donovan Solano will come up and pinch hit. He seems to be a professional pinch hitter. Have not seen him in any one of these 3 games in the starting lineup, but we have seen him pinch hit all 3 games. He's in for a sinker low and gets ball 1. The righty against the side-arming Cishek. Chops this one down the first baseline, foul. 2 outs, bottom of the 7th. Sox need the bats to wake up a little bit more. Squandering chances with men on base. This one's popped up, Encarnacion underneath it. In the infield grass, he puts it away. 1, 2, 3 go to Giants. Cishek continues to do his job. Mazara, Madrigal, and Robert will try to do theirs as we head to the top of the 8th. Tony Watson's going to come in, the lefty. We've seen him as well this series. 10 1/3 innings over 12 games. 7.84 earned run average. Righty's hitting .333 against him. Lefty's hitting .393. Mazara's hitting .224 with 5 homers. Even though they're bringing a lefty in against him, we've seen him hit lefty pitching this entire series. He's going to stay in the game, take a sinker at about thigh level inside for strike 1. Ricky's showing some confidence in Mazara because Mazara has rewarded his confidence, getting hits off of lefty pitching as well after starting in a platoon role early in the season. Next offering swung on and missed, and he had fouled off the pitch before that. I think I missed that in my call. I apologize. He struck out. And that's it for Mazara. Nick Madrigal's going to step up after Mazara goes down swinging. He's hitting .250 at this point. He's been playing good ball. The average is coming up. Playing good defense. Takes a low sinker for ball 1. Tonight's attendance, 33,768. And I say tonight because the game was scheduled for the daytime, but it got started very late. So the sun is setting here in the 8th inning. Outside slider misses. 2-0. Swung on and missed. 2-1 the count. Next offering low and inside on a changeup. 3-1 to Madrigal with Robert on deck. And he sends this one out in the left field. It's a high fly ball tailing back towards the wall. It'll be caught at the track. So Madrigal gives it a ride, but not enough. And there's now 2 outs here in the top of the 8th inning with the Sox still trailing by 2. And Luis Robert comes up 0 for 3. Outside changeup hits the zone, 0-1 the count. And a low sinker, 1-1 now. Inside sinker, 1-2. That caught the plate. Robert doesn't like it, but it did. There's 2 outs here, nobody on. 1-2 count to Luis Robert. The next batter would be the pitcher spot with Cishek. Inside slider misses. 2-2 the count. Swung on and missed. Outside fastball. Robert gets sat down. We're going to head to the bottom of the 8th inning. The Giants lead this one 6-4. Wilmer Flores comes to the plate, and Steve Cishek remains in the game. Here in the bottom of the 8th inning, and the White Sox trailing. First pitch is fouled off. 0-1 the count. Cishek only needed 15 pitches to get the last 2 outs of the 6th inning and get through the 7th. Throws an outside slider, 1-1. With the pitcher spot coming up to lead off the 9th for the White Sox. And the fact that they may only tie it if they come back and not outright win it or take the lead in that inning. Renteria is trying to save the guys he's got left in that bullpen for possible extras. Cishek, though, misses on a few pitches. He's 3-1 now in the count. The next offering is sent out to left field, and that's a base hit. Falls in front of Jimenez. So the Giants have the leadoff man on here in the bottom of the 8th inning. They already have a 2-run lead. Sox don't want to give up anything else. Steven Duggar's going to come to the plate. Duggar, the lefty, has a slow runner on first base in front of him. Sends this down the right field line into the stands. He's 1 for 4 with a single and 2 runs scored. He's hitting only 200 on the season. He's only slugging .275. Slugging. Ground ball. Moncada cuts it off in front of Anderson, over to second, and then over to first. Madrigal made a nice turn there to get the speedy Duggar. It goes around the horn for the double play, and the Sox have 2 outs quickly with Hunter Pence coming up, 2 for 4 with 2 singles in this game. He did his damage early against Reynaldo Lopez, but the relief pitching has kept him down since that. Cishek gets one across, a 4-seamer just above the knees in the outside corner, 0-1 the count. Checks the sign and the pitch. Just misses low at the knees on a slider. 1-1. That was a borderline call. I think Grandal wanted it. Sets up inside now and misses just inside on a sinker at waist level. Count is 2-1. Cishek doing yeoman's work out there as he took over to get 2 outs in the 6th inning. Went 1-2-3 in the 7th and has 2 outs here in the 8th. Fouled back into Grandal's chest protector, 2-2 the count. Pence awaits. Cishek delivers. Inside 4-seamer above the hands. The count is full with Yastrzemski on deck. Cishek gets him. He got him looking on the outside corner. Strike 3 with a sinker. Nice pitch by him. We go to the top of the 9th. Needing 2. And Reyes Moranta comes in. 5 saves and 8 opportunities with a 4.09 earned run average. So he has 3 blown saves. Danny Mendick's going to grab a bat and lead it off for the White Sox. He will hit here in what is the 9th spot in the order. Tim Anderson's on deck. And then Yasmani Grandal as the White Sox chase 2 against a closer that has 5 saves and 8 opportunities. But that also means he's blown 3 saves and 8 opportunities. Inside pitch catches the corner, 0-1 the Mendick. Another inside pitch, 4-seamer. This one doesn't catch the plate. 1-1 the count is even. White Sox have used the entire bench with the exception of Adam Engel to this point. As a ground ball up the middle, nice play made at second base. Flores does an incredible job getting that ball and flipping it to first just in time to get Mendick on a bang-bang play. As the ball was up the middle, looked like it was going to get through. There's 1 out now here in the top of the 9th inning as Tim Anderson comes to the plate. Sox still have enough in the arsenal. Top of the order has done very well today. Anderson and Grandal. 2 pitches in, the count is 1-1. The pitch. Swung on and missed on an inside fastball in the zone. TA could not get it around quick enough. 1-2. Sox looking for a base runner so they can bring the tying run to the plate. A low slider misses. 2-2 the count. Swung on and missed on a slider high and outside. Anderson chases it. There's 2 gone. So the first 2 batters come up for the White Sox and can't get it done, and Grandal comes up, who's having a heck of a day. Couple of doubles and a 3-run home run. He's the reason the White Sox are even in this game. 4-seam fastball misses high and goes back to the backstop. 1-0 the count. Outside slider misses 2-0. Aaron Bummer and Colome both warming up in the pen. We'd love to see them. That means we tied it up in the top of the 9th. Chop foul down the third base line. They put Grandal into a shift essentially since the home run. He's been hitting everything down into the right field area. The last 2 have gone down the third base line. They remain with the shift against him, although he's beaten it twice with 2 doubles into the opposite field. He's 3-1 in the count now as that one misses. Let's see if we can get a base runner here. The pitch on the way. Low misses on a 4-seamer. And Yasmani Grandal goes down the first. Yoan Moncada steps up to the plate with 2 outs, and he is the tying run in this game as Grandal's on first. Batting from the left side, the pitch. 4-seamer at the knees. It's a strike. 0-1 to Moncada, who has not looked very good at the plate. He did draw a walk, but he has struck out. And is 0 for 3 on the day. Fouls off a fastball, and he's already down to his last strike. 0-2 the count here. Giants fans on their feet trying to avoid the sweep. Swung on and missed. Moncada goes down on 3 pitches. Another strikeout for him, and the game is over. Reynaldo Lopez let it go early, giving up 5 runs in the first. Sox got a bunch back on a 3-run home run from Yasmani Grandal and cut the lead to 5-4, but after that, the White Sox missed multiple opportunities to get another run across and tie the game. Gave up an insurance run late, but they just couldn't catch the Giants today. They had beaten up on this pitching staff in the first 2 games of the series, but the Giants staff came alive today and figured out the White Sox in the final game of the series. Sox take 2 out of 3, and the Giants get their first win in 9 games. They avoid the 9-game losing streak and snap it at 8. And finally beat an American League Central team. Disappointment for the White Sox, but still a pretty good series. Yasmani Grandal, 3 for 4 in this game, with a home run, 2 doubles, 3 RBI. Timmy Anderson went 2 for 4 with 2 runs scored. Nick Madrigal 1 for 3 and also had a walk. Jimenez 1 for 4 with an RBI. Those are the notables. Gausman gets the win, Lopez gets the loss, and Moranta gets another save. Over 1 inning, he struck out 2 there at the end, even though he walked Grandal. Nothing else to say about this game. Sorry again about the rain delay. We'll be back tomorrow and expect it to be on time unless we catch weather in beautiful San Diego, as the White Sox now head down there to face the Padres for 3 before they head home. Lucas Giolito will take the mound. Goodbye from San Francisco, where the White Sox failed to take the 3rd game of the series, but take the series 2 out of 3. We'll see you tomorrow. Remember the post-game recap and stats and everything available at SoxOn35th.com. We're going to get that over to them as quickly as humanly possible now that the delay is over. And thank you very much to our proud sponsors, Cork and Carry at the Park. Check them out with Grubhub and at corkandcarryatthepark.com. Sox in the Basement is found everywhere podcasts can be found, and always SoxInTheBasement.com. Bye-bye, everybody.
Sox in the basement. Sox in the basement. Sox in the basement.
Sox in the Basement. Heard everywhere podcasts can be found, and always on SoxInTheBasement.com.